What is up, everybody? How we doing today? My name is Joe, aka Cool Runnings. I use he, him pronouns, and welcome to the Monday Lift. How we doing, folks? Hello, Esther. Hello, Zach. Hello, Snooks. Hello, Jay Corsair. Hope you have a great lift. Thank you for the lurk, my friend. And hello, Pensword. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. How you been? How you been? I need to adjust this. Actually, I can't move it because I got the little microphone right here. Can y'all hear me okay? Is it coming through nice and clear? Hello, Bell. Hello, Bell. It's a late one, sir. It is. It is. As I posted in the Discord, I've got a number of personal circumstances happening this week. Nothing bad, but all things that are going to affect the stream schedule. So, make you an Esther beanie too. Ooh. Oh, hello. Been slinging those drinks. Have become quite popular lately. Oh, really? Like as a bartender, or more generally. You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Hi, Evie. Evie's here. About 20 pounds away from my goal weight and couldn't be happier. Ah, hell yeah. Oh my gosh, Snooks, that's great news. Oh, hello, Para. Welcome in. Do you like my hat? This is a new hat. I went shopping this weekend and I got a new hat. Maybe it'll evolve into the latter. Are you going to start making content, Pensword? What's your favorite drink to make? Arimila, thank you for the lurk. It's good to see you. Thank you. Welcome in. You have no idea I have a department store in Tragmersh. You know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. Hello, Moon. Welcome in. My signature drinks. I want to hear about them. Unless I'm asking for like corporate secrets right now. Unless this is like information that you cannot share. Ooh, hello, Jude. How are we doing? Can I get a oh gosh, you're a mod. I'm gonna do it myself. I'm gonna shout Jude myself, and we also got to get a shout for Snookers. Oh wait, oh no, I did it incorrectly. No, don't correct me. Okay, there we go. I'm feeling a bit sick, so I took the day off of work. No, you're not allowed to get sick, Moon. You're not allowed to get sick. I'm the one. I got sick. I got sick so that you wouldn't have to. You're not allowed to get sick. My signature drink is called La Vera Loca, aka the Crazy Blondes. Oh my. Oh my. What is in that? Is that, hold on. Do you want me to guess? Are you all better? I'm sort of all better. So I would say that like energy-wise I'm all good, but like sinus-wise, I still got a little bit of stuff going. I would say that I'm not totally cleared out, so to speak, as I feel like that's a kind of gross way of putting it, but like that is the real. Ooh, sorry, gotta move this back into position. These platforms, this is a portable platform, and so it moves around from time to time. You got cold viruses for my sins. That's right. I bear this. Oh, I was gonna say no, never mind. I won't do it. Try and guess. Okay. Crazy Blonde. Here's my guess. Crazy Blonde does it have vodka? Tell me if it has vodka. No vodka. Okay. Does it have white rum? If it doesn't have white rum or vodka, I think I'm gonna have to. No rum. Okay, you're gonna have to tell me what it is then. Oh, I'm so curious. Oh, yes, we are going to be playing Okami. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to get going on Okami. Oh, I'm not excited that the Fable save completely bricked. In case anyone missed it, my Fable game is gone. My Fable game is gone. Have you considered a neti pot? Ooh, I have neti not. I have neti not considered a neti pot. However, I could neti be convinced. Oh, does this keep happening? Stay up there where you belong. Oh, doing some inchworms. Pushing back to the hips. Coming up wide to the top. Big shoulder rotation. Get full range of motion. Coming down to a press up. Tiptoes up to the hands. And big up and wide. Oh, and then do it again. Push the feet back. Down, down, down. You. And walk it up. All right. Up at the top, we're going to do one more. Hips back. Down to the toes. Hands walking down. Out. And do a push up. Up to the top. And then walk the toes. Up to the hands. And big stretch to the top. Woo! Hello, David. Neti pots are fun. I've never done one. I've just seen the like memes, you know. Wait, no, they're just commercials. They're not memes. Lime juice, orange juice, a substitute for mango syrup. Tequila. Okay. Just shaking it up, strain it, top it off with a splash of ginger ale. That sounds hella good, Pen. That sounds hella good. All of my favorite drinks have ginger in them. Pretty good for clearing the crud out of your nose ball. Does it say nose ball? Eyeball, nose balls, ear balls. Rip to the Fable save. Yeah. No. It's I need to go back and like document the moment that it happened. Because here's the worst thing about it is that I've put a bunch of time into like editing all of those episodes for YouTube. And so now like I have two choices. I can like keep it going and then risk someone watching an entire YouTube playthrough to have me not finish the game. or I can start over and play the entire thing off stream solely so that we can finish it on the YouTube channel and just like stream the last chunk of it after I get my save back together. But I really don't know what to do because there's no way to open it up on my profile without it loading the game. Noseball. Do I have a noseball? These customers I served the other day helped me come up with new drink recipes, variations of that signature drink. I think my favorite cocktail I've had has been the, what do you call it? Kentucky Mule. That's still my fave. I love ginger beer. I love ginger beer. It's so good. Dark and Stormies are great. Most people have a nose ball. If we have eyeballs, why not nose balls? Why not? How are you doing, Rip to your Fable State? I'm doing okay, David. I'm doing okay. I'm a little less sick today. As you can hear, my voice is not 100% yet. But we got to see some good friends and have lunch with them today. It was an early morning because I needed to start working early so I could do that, but Crazy Blonde to the Dirty Blonde. Vera Susia. Ginger beer. Yes, Jude. Jude, are you a fellow ginger beer enjoyer? You know what? You know what, Jude? Does Bundaberg mean anything to you? Does Bundaberg, the brand, does that ring any bells for you? Yes. I keep a case of that shit in my house at all times. I knew I was living bougie life when I started buying cases of Bundaberg from Costco. This stuff is so tasty. It's like just spicy enough. Just like my fan house content. Except I think some people think my fan house content is probably not spicy enough. Best cocktail I've ever had was a cocktail called the Mumbai Exorcism. Oh my. Why am I smart? Because I drink Bundaberg? Is this a broad statement? Or just because I keep it on hand at all times? You know I always keep that thing on me. Hello, yes, I would like a Bundaberg spawn. Nice beanie. Oh, thank you. I bought it this weekend. Where'd I get it? I got this at Sierra Trading Post. This was in the women's hat section, but I really liked it, so I bought it. Got myself back into Destiny 2. Finally got my hunter in the 1570s. Man, I have completely lost track of numbers in Destiny. I remember when 900 was a high number. Was 900 ever a high number? Am I imagining that? Please tell me I'm not just imagining that. I'm going to turn off autofocus. This is getting annoying. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's getting real annoying. Whoa. Whoa. Thank you. Thank you so much. Ugh. It feels so weird lifting after work. Not a bad thing. I am so privileged to be able to lift in the middle of the day. But, like, today I just couldn't do it. Is that what US Midwesterners sound like? Oh, yeah. You mean this? So that's a good question, because, like, yes and no. Because there are subcultures of Midwest. Like there's like a deep North Midwest. Catching Fargo vibes. That's Fargo vibes. That's a little more when you go up to North Dakota or like northern Minnesota or the UP of Michigan. You get a little bit more of this. But most like Midwestern, like actual Midwestern dialect is just like what you would hear on TV or radio, but sloppier. Wisconsin. Got a mansion in Wisconsin. A little blending of the Canada. Just a little blending. Just a little schmookums. Master Shook, hello. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Run Club. That's how you talk. I'm sorry, do you feel like I'm making fun of you? Because I'm not. I mean, I consider the Midwest to be my culture. Okay. Oh, is it lifty lift time? Jazzy, hello. Hierarch, hi. It is lifty lift time, Jazzy. Can I get a shout for Rage Jazzy? Whomever is available to do so. How are you, Jazzy? Ugh. Another warm-up set. Ah. Ooh. I can do it. I can lift these weights. Oh. Energy's starting to come back, which is good. Oh. Chris, how are you holding up, my dude? I feel like you and I were chatting about some heavy stuff the other day. Ooh. Got to serve a biker last night. Honest to God, 1%er. Wait. Hold on, those two things don't exactly. Wait. Like a Harley Davidson biker? I'm confused. Psycho Commando, what's up, buddy? How we doing, Raiders? Thank you for bringing your community over here. Welcome in. Little squat sesh for you too. That's right, Zach. Welcome in, Raiders. My name is Joe. I go by Cool Runnings here on Twitch. I use he, him pronouns. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, we lift weights. Tuesdays, Sundays, we play video games all the time. We're an inclusive community all about getting moving in the ways that work for you. Welcome in, Psycho Commando Raiders. How are you doing? Jazzy says I just got home from work, so I'm trying to convince myself to be productive instead of nap. How are you? I'm good. I'm good. I didn't get to lift earlier today, so I'm lifting right now. Right now. Sexy Mom, welcome in. Looks like he could have been in Sons of Anarchy. He was sporting the cut. Oh, okay. I got you. I got you. I you know what? If you want to be productive, I encourage you to be productive. And know that this is a nap positive space. But I got you, Pen Sword. I think I understand now. Had you muted. How are you? Oh, Psycho, I'm good. I'm good. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. Yeah, I'm gonna ditch a layer here real quick. I'm gonna go climbing after this because I got a buddy in town. I got a buddy in town and he wants to get a climb in, but the program waits for no one. And by the program, I mean the stuff that I make up as I go along. So that's so we're gonna have a lift, and then we'll go climb. Love the energy you got. Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you. Ooh. Meeting lots of interesting folk at the bar, especially now that I'm full-time. You know, I feel like being a full-time bartender, you would make a lot of interesting connections. I almost got into one of like a bar back job that would have worked into a bartending job, but I ended up going another food service path at the time. So it didn't happen. Didn't happen, but it could have. I was really like trying to learn mixology at one point. That was my early to mid 20s where I was like, ooh, I want to do that. I'm not saying that that is like a phase for people. I'm just saying like for me, like I got really heavy into it and backed off of it. But oh, Pen, I'm so glad you've been having a good time at the bar. That's beautiful. Having a sneezy day, so I may take a Benadryl and then speedrun productivity until I fall asleep. I get that. My allergies are about to start acting up again because we just had all the snow melt, so like all the grass molds and everything are just gonna shoot out of the grass into the air, into my nostrils. And then I will be an absolute mess. Have your energy. I got 2 toddlers I chase around. I get to raise on my own. Is that enough workout? I mean, it is. It is. Having kids is a lot of work. I don't have kids, but I know kids is a lot of work. Jay, nap is productive. Jay, how are you doing with your transition? Do you got much time left before, like, when do you start your new thing? Had some more rain over the weekend, so the pollen has been hitting today. I'm glad you're getting rain. I feel like where you live, that's a thing. Oh, Tabukin, hello. How are you, buddy? Welcome in. I hope you're having a lovely week so far. It's Monday, excuse me. I hope you're having a great day. Hang on, I may have to move some stuff. Would y'all like, oh, hang on. Whoop. Nah, whatever, we'll just do that. It doesn't matter if the stairs are in the way. I can't wait for the summer so I can take them out for walks. I love getting outside. This is the time of winter where I start to really miss summer. How'd those look? Were they deep enough? Coming off a deload, I'm feeling fresh. I'm getting slammed a lot, wearing my shape ups during those busy days. Literally working my booty off. Aw, yeah. Aw, yeah. Can vouch for 5 years of babysitting experience. Oh boy. I never did the babysitting thing. Not that I was afraid of kids. It just wasn't, there were a lot of gender norms in the community that I grew up with. One of them was that you did not get a babysitting job if you were a young man. You went to go work at an establishment. No babysitting jobs for boys. Was how it was in my community. I'm sure it has come a little ways, but told my bosses this morning they were super happy for me. New job starts 24th of Feb. That's great. Do you have a gap or are you going straight over? Me too, but I love winter for one reason. Birthday is January 10th. Oh, happy belated birthday. Happy belated birthday. Did you do anything to celebrate? If I work my booty off enough times, I'll actually meet a suitor who can pick me up off my feet, carry you across the threshold, out of this bar, and into a whole new world. My mother had a daycare in her house. It was always chaos, but fun. I went to a lot of daycares because my mom was a single mama. And I had some good daycare experiences and some very not good daycare experiences. I will say that for the most part, the ones that were not in somebody's house were the good experiences. Just binge watch Flash with wine. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. We just went out to dinner for my birthday this year. We went out to dinner, and then wifey and I just had like some nice time in. I got sick right after my birthday, so we couldn't like actually do a whole bunch. My birthday's on the 21st. Oh, damn. Can I ask which one this is? My life, thank you. Can I ask which one this is for you? Which year? Gap is TBD. I told him I'd stay as long as it took to transfer knowledge. 17th or 22nd, I think, are dates floating around as the last day. Rad. 37th. Oh, welcome. Welcome. Welcome to, I don't know why I'm saying welcome. Welcome to your 37th year. But so, I just turned 30. I just crossed over. I just crossed the threshold. Although no one would know from looking at me. You carry a very youthful energy about you. I would not have guessed that you were 37 from our conversations. Youthful not as in like naive, but as in like energetic. My managers have to talk to their managers to flesh out next steps before I think we can make a decision. Oh, okay. So it's that kind of deal. Would have loved that. Did get sick at all last year, which is weird. Now it's hitting me hard. Yeah. I just got a really bad cold. Did COVID test. It was negative. I don't know what it is. Welcome to the 3rd floor. Me too, kind of. You look great. Hello, Payback. Thank you for my wife. Welcome and welcome back. Gregor Henry. Happy Monday. Turned 25. I got to say the SpongeBob. What's better than 24? 25. Something I find weird at work. Everybody thinks I'm the owner manager. Do you carry boss energy? That's entirely possible. You could just become the manager. I think if you defeat the manager in hand-to-hand combat, you become the manager. That's how it operated at my place. That's why I was the manager. Gregor Henry. Ooh, what kind of job? I'm gonna do some squats. Be right back. My breathing is all out of whack. It's fine. Swifty, you sweet boy. How are you doing? I'm sorry I called you a sweet boy. That's rude. You sweet man. How about that? How about that? My position only exists because they liked me. I was good at my job. I couldn't do the hours they wanted from me when I was front desk, office, and management, or reception. You need to decide if they still want me that position, if they can afford it, and when they would hire by. That's a lot of decisions to make in a few weeks. We're joining the 36th floor this year. Ooh, executives. Plus, I don't dress the part. I always thought managers wore khaki pants and polo dress shirts. Gives me manager vibes. Dress up like an anime character most of the time. Just ready to get to work when I see people come in. It's like you're just inviting people in. You can be a leader without being a manager. Hello, Butters. How are you doing? How are you doing? Tabukin, it is like Star Trek fighting. It's like Captain Kirk fighting. Just like that. Whew. Excuse me. Welcome in, Butters. But Swift, I'm doing good. Voice is still like not totally back yet, but I'm feeling better. I'm feeling better. Assembly tech at IKEA, not particularly glamorous, but I'm hoping it'll be a nice change of pace. That's great, Gregor. That's rad. It'd be fun to work at IKEA. You kidding me? That's such a huge place. You probably get to meet so many people. So many people. Now I got that brass section fighting theme stuck in my head. My boss is a Gorn, so you have to beat him up. You have to beat your boss up. What were you sick with? It was just a cold, Jude. It was just a, I mean, cold or flu. I got my flu shot this year. I got all boosted up for, like, I got my flu shot and my booster at the same time. Also, Hierarch, thank you for the hydrate. I got COVID at the end, like, right before New Year's Eve, and then quarantined. And, like, okay, Gregor, goodbye. I got COVID right before New Year's Eve. Quarantined and was fine, right? I started feeling sick middle of last week, tested for COVID, and it was negative. Yeah, it's just like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but it's almost gone. I'm probably gonna get a sinus infection because that's just how I operate. I used to be animated for your stream at the Batman Pow Biff Bam. I could be Batman. I could be Batman. Just give me lots of money. If you give me lots of money, I could be Bruce Wayne. Beat up your boss. CEOs like that moxie. Straight shooter with a go-getter attitude. Straight shooter with a go-getter attitude. Walked right up to my office and punched me in the nose. Thinking that I might do a small something to celebrate. Ooh, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You gonna bake something special? You gonna do a little bit of celebrating? Cool walking is working out. I am. I'm not running. I tried to run this morning, but I overslept and I still felt kind of sick, so I didn't run. So I went down onto this treadmill here and I walked for 30 minutes and watched Markiplier. Oh, goodness. Bar. And take your money. Everyone up here is a nondescript sickness, going from scratchy throat to bronchitis. I had a nasty fever. I had a real nasty fever one night. Drink somewhere, might have people over for food and drink, who knows? Who knows? Did get the official offer letter. Feel much better about everything now. That's great. Got to get that stuff in writing. It's okay to ask again. What happened? I stepped on a piece of elastic from my socks and dragged it across the room. Oh no, it's very dangerous. I'm trying to think if I should ditch my sweats. I'm like pretty warmed up, but not totes warmed up. I got one more set of squats. Time is it? 40 minutes in, we're good. We're making great time. We're making great time. In fact, I'm gonna do some push-ups real quick. Gonna do a little bit of warm up for our bench set. Abid, have a good lurk, my dude. Have a good Lizzie lurk. Had bronchitis before Christmas, so I assume I have some leftover immunity. So is bronchitis, is that a virus? Is it an infection? It's a lung infection. Okay. That's a lung infection. Playing all the bangers today. You freaking know it, Swifty. Swifty, how's your week starting off, dude? What do you got going on this week? So good to see you. Let me give you a... I gave you a shout already. But I need to give you a... I need to let everyone know how great you are. Please go hang out with Swifty. He's a beautiful man with a beautiful beard. He does lovely dances, as is evidenced by the emotes and clips that I missed the moment where you did some sort of dance with your nips, but Swifty nips are a thing, so lung infection just higher up. Okay, excuse me. Yeah, it's not, if I've ever had it, I've never been. There it is. There it is. It's in my suite. It just showed up there one day and I was like, what is this? I have an internet issue, so I can't stream, sadly, but I'm still able to watch amazing peeps like yourself. Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. And everyone should go follow you so that when you do get your internet fixed, they can go and see you. Abid, thank you for the hydrate. Zah, how dare you stream while I'm at the gym? Hello, happy Monday. Hey, Gaston, how you doing? Welcome in, buddy. All you need to know is that ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. I don't got time for bronchitis. I hope I don't have bronchitis. The way my voice is acting, you might think I do, but I don't. You're too kind, amigo. You are just deserving of it, Swifty. Now I'm gonna dish the pants. No more pants. Getting one kid ready to leave. Watch him, he's my kid's friend. Ooh. Passing off the passing of the kiddos. The changing of the guard. It is okay. It is okay. That kind of stream, that's right.
Single.
Thank you for the 100 biddies. Gaston. Excuse you. Well, I hope you're having a good gym sesh, buddy. Ah, come on. Ah. Great. Beautiful. Wonderful. Thanks for the hundo. Instead of lifting weights, I'll lift my kids. You can get biceps lifting kids. Elliptical today, chest and triceps this morning. I'm good on the used today. Ugh. Ugh. Someday, you know, I've been thinking more and more about how the y'all ever forget that you have a microphone clipped to your hat and then whip your hat off and the microphone goes across the room? Yeah, me neither. Me neither. I've never done that in my life. That's ridiculous. That didn't happen. That didn't happen. I'm thinking, it gets you in trouble. I've been thinking about like what life will be like when we do eventually have a kiddo. Paul! Paul's here! Paul's here! Paul! 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 Welcome, Paul! Welcome, Raiders! Hi! Welcome in, Paul. Welcome in, Raiders. How we doing? We're just unracking. Raiders, welcome in. My name is Joe. I go by Cool Runnings here on Twitch. I use he, him pronouns. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, we lift weights. Tuesdays, Sundays, we play video games. All the time. We're an inclusive community all about getting moving in the ways that work for you. Welcome in. Paul, how is RimWorld? He turned into a Sims. Did I look like I was floating? Hi, Trickster. Welcome back, Para. Ooh, same with headphones. How do your streams not get copyright strikes with the music? I record on a separate track, and so the VODs don't save the music. Oh, I figured you were here. I just saw the raid message, so I thought I'd be like, hey, how you doing? How you doing? I've been here. Thank you, B. B shouts herself. Because I be bandits. Oh, Paul, it's going well. It's going well. It's a stinker that I'm not going to be able to do any midday lifts this week. It's always just a bit of a shuffle to try to figure out. Oh, hello. Who's that? 24 months, baby. Oh, Paul. 2 years. Still pain, so I'm not going to argue today. Sexy mom, I will have a hamburger. I will have a hamburger. Remus, hi. How are you doing? Whoa. Hey. Excuse you. Who is that? Rocket. Yo, my dude. Thank you. Thank you, Rocket. Thank you for the resub. Oh my gosh. I'm missing all the action. Tons of Toby. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Run Club. Oh my gosh, Rocket. Thank you so much for that sub. Let me get you a little shouty shout. 2 years. I can't believe it, Paul. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I'm so glad I found you. I mean this in the just the most platonic bro. Like, bro, so glad I found you. I mean it though. Last 2 years have been great. I cannot believe how many awesome people I have met through Twitch. I am so glad, B. I am so glad, B. Oh, I will take 2 burgers, please. I will take 2 burgers. Rocket, how's your night, duder? We got Rocket Fit in here, too. Rocket is one of... Oh, my. I forgot to change my camera. Rocket is one of our fellow health and fitness streamers. Man, it's very welcoming. He's very handsome. He lifts heavy weights. He's a Marine Corps vet. He's a nice guy. Go hang out with Rocket. Go get him. Go get him. And you know what? Go hang out with Paul. Go check out Paul. If you haven't checked out Paul yet, Paul is one of our Chaos Chumps members. Wait, I missed something Gaston said. Remus, I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I'm feeling a lot better today. I'm going to go climbing after this, so I can't go too hard. I had to actually work and get stuff done. It was horrendous. Oh, no. Oh, all right. Bye, Gaston. I hope you have a great session. Gonna make a homemade double cheeseburger. Guess who did not fully wash all the jalapeno off his jalapeno? Sam, too. Yeah, I still remember I was recounting the tale I had with a pal of how I went to hang out at her house. Lauren and I went to go hang out with her and her parents, and we were making tacos, and I was cutting jalapenos, and I washed my hands, but I didn't wash my hands enough. And then I went to the bathroom, and I just sat there burning in silent agony for the next hour because I was so embarrassed. I didn't want to tell anyone. We were all really drunk though, so that was cool. But yeah, wash your hands after you cut jalapenos, please. Don't go in the bathroom, or if you go in the bathroom, try to use a hands-free approach if you can. But don't miss. It was bad. DB. Hello, happy Monday. Yeah, poor little Joe. Wait, do you mean like poor little Joe as in like the little Joe that was burned? Or like little Joe as in me? Because this was like relatively recent as far as the timeline of my life is concerned. So I was not little Joe by any means. But I don't think we're naming little Joe that got burned. Okay. I haven't it's been some years since I considered a moniker in that regard, so we'll just kind of let that fly. All right, we're gonna do some overhead dumbbell extensions. But yes, please hollow wash your hollow hands before touching your pino. Leave this here. All right, swap these out. Put 135 or 165 on the bar. We'll pop up to 205 after that. And that'll be our working weight. See, I was supposed to do a 2-a-day today, and everything got messed up. Supposed to do 3 miles this morning, lift in the afternoon. I just got to let myself get better. That's all it is. When I was pregnant with my oldest, went to cut jalapenos. I don't know how it started to burn my throat, eyes, mouth. Felt like my whole face was on fire. Didn't even touch my face. My hands felt on fire too. Being pregnant does weird stuff to your body. From what I understand, it can be like a lot of just like effects out of nowhere. Like this late afternoon lifty lift streams means I can actually watch them and now I'm not asleep. All right. I'm here for it. You know, it's a good change of pace once in a while. It's just different. If you go to the bathroom, try to use a hands-free approach. Life tip number 448. We could, here, we'll just add it as a quote. Micah, how are you doing? How you been? Good to see you again. Quote, add. Great. Toxic Swag King. I took a week off from exercise. Tried to pick it back up today. I felt like I lost all momentum. Muscles feel weaker trying to pick up the reps I was at. Will it take a while to catch back up to where I was at? If you took a week off, no. Really like that first workout back is going to feel kind of rough. That's why most people do a deload where you lift less and lighter weight during that like down week instead of a full rest week. But just take it easy the first day you come back, and then the second day you can go a little bit harder. But it will take a moment to just kind of like, some of it is like is mindset and confidence too. So don't like come back after a week and just like crush it, because you're probably not body's probably not feeling ready for it yet. Nancy, hello, how are you doing? Went to touch raw chicken and instantly puked. I don't mind touching meat, especially deer meat. I used to help my dad gut deer. Oh, hello, Helios. How are you doing? Reactive. Y'all go check out Nancy. Evie, come here, girl. We're gonna say hi to Evie. She's gonna come say hello. Hey, come here. Hi. Hello, sweet girl. She's like, don't talk to me, don't pet me. Just give me a treat. Hi. Okay. Good girl.
She's too smart for this stuff. Oh, hey, baby. Hey, baby, Acro. How you doing? How you doing, Acro? Are you so welcome? You're so welcome. Sexy Mom, go ahead and ask a question. I'm here for questions. She is definitely here for the treat, not me. Ooh, Buttspot is getting involved. Buttspot is inserting themselves into this argument. Maybe I'm the treat. Have you ever considered that maybe you... Have you ever considered that maybe you are the true snack? We are snacking. I'm not the only treat you need. Please make sure that you are drinking water. Please drink water and eat vegetables. Eat spinach, it's really easy. If you have to pick one vegetable to eat, if you don't like vegetables and you have to pick a vegetable to eat, just eat some damn spinach, please. Please eat spinach. I'm begging you. It keeps your eyes working. This has been a public service announcement. Shut up and follow the rest of the laundry. Trying to lose belly fat, having a hard time figuring out diet I should do. Goal is to weigh 160 and I'm at 234. So what have you tried before? What is your normal approach to eating? Because the short thing, Sexy Mom, is even if you're moving a lot, taking care of kids and all that, you got to make sure you're in a caloric deficit. And that's a lot of weight to lose. Sprite is just leveled up water. But like it has extra stuff in it though. It has extra stuff in it though. Like a lot of extra stuff. I will say, someone who does not drink pop or soda often, carbonated drinks aside from La Croix. I went to a hockey game and had a Sprite, and my soul just about left my body. It was incredible. It's a very educational stream today. Hands-free in the bathroom and eat your spinach. Diet Sprite is just leveled up water that is leveled down. No, it's like in, it's more like in 7 Days to Die. When you die, you don't the game's not over, but you have like an experience deficit that you have to make up for. That's basically what Diet Sprite is. Cut out sugar and some carbs, no soda, fasting eating fruits and veggies. I don't binge eat either. So depending on how much you weigh, so Sexy Mom, what I'm gonna tell you, right here, if you wanna lose some weight, check out that calculator, go ahead and put in your information, and figure out how many calories you need to eat in a day to maintain a deficit. Because no matter what, if you maintain a very gentle deficit, and by gentle deficit, I mean 200 to 300 calories, max per day under that goal, you will make weight loss progress over the course of a long period of time. Like a McD Sprite that's extra crispy. Like Stadium Sprite that comes out of a fountain is super delicious. Jude, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Goodbye. It's such a pleasure to have you. Please go and check out Cunaho. Jude's been playing Valorant. Lovely member of Cosmic Hearts. I love Jude. Such wonderful energy. Do I need to cut anything extra out? You don't need to cut anything extra out. In fact, what I would say, Sexy Mom, is just work on understanding what your intake is, right? I'm someone definitely over the years who has been guilty of thinking that I'm eating in a deficit or Ursenho Aggressivo, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Run Club. Thinking that I'm eating in a deficit or thinking that I am eating in maintenance or even surplus, right? But not knowing the amount of calories that are going into my body every day, because it's everything, right? You could have a totally good routine. You could have your macros all locked in, but then if you're snacking or if you're occasionally on weekends, say you're just letting go and you're going say you're in a 100-calorie deficit every day over the course of the week, and then on Saturday you eat 500 over or 600 over or 700 over, like, you're going to gain more weight. I got to lose it fast because my half brother's on dialysis for a kidney transplant. It's taking forever to find a match. So in that kind of situation, sexy mom, I would really advise talking to your doctor. Like, really advise talking to your doctor, because if it's one of those situations, then they're going to be able to provide you with more direct support and like actual meal planning, right? Like, I could tell you a lot of general things about how you can approach weight loss, but the ultimate final thing is that you're going to have to be in a calorie deficit, and if you want to keep the weight off, you should do that slowly. Now, you can lose weight quickly. You can go to a 400 to 500 calorie deficit per day, and you can make progress that way, but a lot of people who do that end up yo-yoing and like cutting back the other way. So there's a lot of nuance to it, right? And I want to make sure that I'm speaking to this topic with enough of that nuance. But it is possible, right? Like, you can lose a lot of weight really quickly, and you can do it. Whoa, excuse me. I may have to cut off part of our session here for time's sake, but really just kind of going through the motions on those, it feels. Hey, Paul, have a good sleep. Thank you so much for the raid, my dude. It's so good to see you. Y'all, please go and check out Paul. Go hang out with Paul. Readjust my macros since starting ADHD meds. Meds speed up my metabolism, but it's hard to find that balance. I've heard that a lot of people struggle with that, you know? Big say when I started, meds made it so much easier to be cognizant of what I was eating. Cocos, thank you for the lurk. Welcome in. Yeah, so what DB said, right? You don't want to just like not eat for a week. What the best possible thing that you can do for weight loss is a consistent calorie deficit. Consistent being week to week, even. So like, if you're going like a few days, if you're going like, I don't know, 2 days maintenance and then 5 days in deficit, that's going to be better than like 5 days maintenance and 2 days deficit, or, you know, being above on a couple of days. And like, you need to do what's sustainable for you, right? Any protein shakes you recommend? I have a lot of good experience with optimized casein and optimum nutrition. Why can't I spell this today? Optimum Nutrition Whey. Those are my main two. The optimized casein is I use the cookies and cream. That's what I order. It's gotten way more expensive. I don't know what happened to casein prices and whey prices. They just like everything else, they just shot up. I feel like everything's $10 more for a 5-pound bag. But yeah, protein shakes can be really great if you're really active. Just be careful about using them as a meal replacement. I take a protein shake of whey, casein, creatine before my workout. After my workout, I take a shake of whey and casein. And then like that usually is like all of the protein supplementation I do. The rest of it I try to get from Whole Foods. 10-pound bag went from 90. Oh my God, that's awful. That's so bad. Why is it so expensive? It's a byproduct. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Hi, PT. This is not supposed to be an expensive hobby. And now it is. It's not fair. It's not fair, Acro. PT, how are you doing? Here we go. Ugh. 4. Ugh. Overheads. We almost now shredded and muscly as fuck. Yeah. Yeah. My house is getting foreclosed on, but I put on 10 pounds this winter. It's cool. Spent my daughter's tuition, but at least I can pull 400 now. Thanks for the tips. I'm gonna eat and watch a movie or two with my boys. Hey, Sexy Mom, I'm sorry if the tips came off as being a little harsh. I just I think it's really dangerous when folks try to cut weight really quickly and they don't do it with a plan. So there are a lot of really great articles out there that outline longer steps to weight loss. But the general thing, figure out what your daily intake is. Just do an audit of 1 day of typical eating and find out how many calories that is. And you'll be surprised if you've never counted before. I don't think calorie counting on the daily is for everyone, but I think that everyone should do it at least once so that they can know what they're putting in their bodies every day. Because some things are much more calorie dense than we give them credit for. I used to freaking nosh on trail mix and wonder why I wasn't losing weight. Trail mix will completely derail you. Trail mix is good if you are hiking and nothing else. Not nothing else, but like trail mix will completely mess up your macros. It's like, well, these chocolate chips and M&Ms. I love it though. I love it though. Okay, so we've done all of our overheads. We've got 2 more sets of bench to go. I didn't know it was ad time. We're gonna do some shoulder presses after this. I was planning for a 4x8, but I might end up doing a 3x8 just for to not burn myself out before I go to the climbing gym. Because, oh my gosh, it's already 6:20. I don't know where the time went. What's your thoughts on slim fast drinks? I think that slim fast drinks are fine. I think I think that is kind of it could be an expensive way to go about meal replacement, right? But if that works for you and you can use it as a meal replacement, then that's great. Bulking hack was PBJ and indulgence trail mix and whole milk. Whole milk will create a warrior out of just about anybody. Whole milk is like it is an experience. I used to drink entirely whole milk when I was younger. And I asked my mom one time, should we get the 2% milk? And she's like, no, you need the other stuff because it'll help you grow up or like grow stronger, or like get bigger. Like she wasn't even talking about like getting big. But like now if I drink whole milk, I'm like, this is intense. Whole milk is an intense experience. You're doing a speedy one today, but don't push yourself too fast and hurt yourself. I appreciate it, Para. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, Belle, you really think so? I cleaned up the beard a little bit. I cleaned up the beard just a little bit. I tried to like get the sides brought down. I legit have drank whole milk my entire life. I do not judge you for it, Swifty. I do not judge you for it at all. I have become accustomed to lighter versions of milk. Oh, yeah, thank you. Thank you, Para. I appreciate it. Like, that validation is important to me. Keep me in check. That's what you're here for. Damn it, Belle. No. Drinks I should leave out of my diet to try and help my weight loss. I mean, if you're already cutting out like soda pops and all that, alcohol, if you can avoid alcohol, cutting alcohol out of your diet will help you lose weight. I freaking guarantee it. I guarantee if you are someone who is struggling with weight loss and you're still drinking, get rid of that booze. It will make a difference in your life. Should we get 2%? IDK, do you even lift? Nalas, hello, welcome in. It depends on how much wine you're drinking. But like wine has calories, right? So alcohol has calories and it disrupts your sleep. And both of those things are going to be counteractive to weight loss. So like if you're asking and if you're really serious about it, like really serious about losing weight, especially quickly, letting go of alcohol can be a big step. It does help. I've done some dry periods and it is I've done 40 days dry before both of my last 2 marathons, and those have been my best marathons. Ah. Whew. Exidius, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Run Club. We got one more set of bench. I drink semi-skimmed milk all the dang time. We buy 1%. We buy 1% milk or reduced fat milk, low fat milk. Are you a workout enthusiast? Do you also do it for a living as a personal trainer? So I am a workout enthusiast. One of the things that I'm going to be taking on this year is going to be, I want to be really careful about like saying this out loud, but I'm probably going to try to start studying for a NASM certification. But yeah, I've just been doing it for a long time, trying to stay engaged with the community and learn more and more. And I think eventually at some point in my life, I'll have space to do personal training, but I've like done some personal training for like friends and connections. Can I drink milk with my diet? What happens if it's lactose free? Because I'm lactose intolerant. I mean, if you can fit milk into the calories that you need to stay in a calorie deficit, you can have it. If you can fit wine into the calories that you need to be in a calorie deficit, you can have it. I will say that liquid calories, if you're having like a low calorie cereal with some lactose free milk in the morning and you're having like a reasonable portion, that's a good breakfast. Add some fruit in there if you can. That's what I eat for breakfast just about every day. Cheerios with some blueberries and strawberries. And if I got bananas on hand, cut up a little banana, put it in my cereal. If you have not had banana in cereal, you are not living. It is a beautiful thing. Maybe it's just me, like I like the texture mix that happens there. But yeah, Niles, I don't know if that answers your question. I've been the only reason that I am not a personal trainer is because like of my like main career thing, right? Like I've thought about trying to find ways to blend those two, blend my careers, but just curious. I have health issues and lately I've been stopping into some streams for fitness and health to ask questions for ideas to help with my physical health and mental focus. I got you. Yeah. I mean, I will happily entertain questions, and to a certain extent, I may just kind of like defer to a doctor. Thought calories are fuel for the gains. Have you tried pickle and peanut butter sandwich, my friend? I have not tried a pickle and peanut butter sandwich. But Alex, I'm gonna call you Alex. Calories are fuel for the gains, but if someone's trying to lose weight, then you might not want to take in all the liquid calories. Or maybe at least be mindful of them. A pickle and peanut butter sandwich, I'd try it. I eat a lot of PBJ. Boom. And we're good. Try it. Let me know how you like it. I might consider. I probably won't be able to try it today. Kind of a busy evening ahead. But I really do like pickles. I drink pickle juice after my runs in the summer. If you haven't tried drinking pickle juice after a really sweaty workout, I would like to advise that you give it an honest go. Approach it with an open mind. I'm a terror for pickles. Sure, that's okay, Nahlas. I think you were in Terrible Hime's stream the other day, right? I may kind of have the same answer for you that she did, but feel free to drop your question in. Kosher dill hamburger slices. But we made our own pickles. So we'll have to cut up our own pickles. I am so proud of the pickles that we made. You have not lived. I keep on saying this. I'm going to stop saying that. I'm going to say, yeah. And so I was in chat that day, and like, I really think what she's saying is important, right? The one thing that I would add, and feel free to drop your stuff in chat if you want to. I'll definitely listen. You know, when you go through something like what you've gone through, with a lot of procedures, that can be a really big change. And one of the really unfair things, I love homemade pickles. Yeah, one of the really unfair things about situations like that is that they become moments where we just kind of need to adjust our expectations about what fitness looks like. Because even though you may have like, and this goes for a lot of people, and like not just for like health reasons, but in terms of circumstances in life. Like, I don't talk about this often, but there is, like, if you look at me and my fitness, right? The stuff that I do, where I'm running and I'm lifting weights in the middle of the day for multiple hours here on Twitch, right? There's a lot of privilege in that. I have a job that allows me to do that. I work from home multiple days a week. I don't have kids, right? There's a lot of things that play into what your level of fitness can look like with the life and schedule that you have. And like, it's okay to recognize some of those limitations. Like, it doesn't mean that you can't push. It doesn't mean that you can't still try to find ways to move, like taking walks or like working up through rehab to certain things. But it's okay to like look at your situation and be like, this is what I've got right now. And like, maybe something like that is okay, like could be possible far off in the future, but I'm going to work with what I got. And if what I got is 20 minutes in the morning before the baby wakes up, like that's what I got, right? Lucky Camaro 09, hello, welcome in. So like, sorry to get kind of real about it, but you know, I think that you're in a space where you need some very specific advice, but at the same time, like, you should also feel free to experiment with what kind of movement feels good for you. Like if you've tried something and it doesn't work for you, try another thing. Like keep trying different like movements and machines. Like, you know, if it's rowing, if like literally if it's just walking. Like I just walked in the treadmill for 30 minutes this morning and it was great. And that might be your movement. And that's okay. Gotta go nap, my dude. You all good in here? I'm all good, Para. Thank you. Have a good night. Have a good one. We're gonna get some shoulder presses in. I'm gonna read that in just a moment because I gotta get this set going. I wrote down 50, but I'm going to do 45 because reasons. Now we need 35s for some reverse lunges. One. I gotta count these out loud or I will lose count. 2, 2, 3, 3, 4. Thank you for the follow. 7, 8. Beauty. Put this back. Whew, this got heavier. Longer I held him. Good night, Para. Michael, hello. Just remembered how much I miss reverse lunges. Forward lunges mess me up. Those really bother my knees, but reverse lunges are fine. Of course, I haven't tried them in a while. Welcome in, Camara. Thanks for the follow. 8 major surgeries since 2014. Neck fully fused, lower back, L1 to L6, fully fused, 10 steel rods, 2 titanium plates, 60 steel screws in my spine. Exercising machines, very difficult to impossible for me. Looking for ideas, yeah. So I'm gonna reiterate what Terrible Hime said. With something like that, you know, it is really important to talk with a professional because I could say a lot of things that could be helpful. I could say a lot of things that could potentially be like harmful because I don't know your particular situation as well. So a physical therapist or a doctor is going to be able to like check out different areas of your mobility and like work with you to figure out what feels right. And I can't do that from here. So what I can say is like try things, right? I will allow that. Can't do lunges because my toes won't bend enough to let me drop my knee. It's a weird thing I need to stretch. Toes won't bend enough. Do you mean like you can't bend, like get your knee farther over your toe? I can't like show that on stream very well. Your best cyborg life. But yeah, I mean, the only thing I could say is just keep trying different things and like work with a new set of expectations for what like fitness and movement are going to look like. Like get a new mindset that is like that is around being able to be mobile rather than having like a very normative version of fitness is the biggest advice I can give you. And maybe that is like a very slow movement towards like B is someone in our community who also had spinal surgery and has a bit of hardware. And B has been working with a PT from what I understand. So the reality is like I really wish I could help, but it would be irresponsible of me to offer much more advice than I have. And I hope you can forgive me for that, because I'd love to provide a little more assistance, but yeah, no, it's all good. And I appreciate your trusting our community with it. Because, you know, we got a lot of good folks in health and fitness. We got a lot of good folks in health and fitness. Chris is among the best of them. Absolutely. Cat is rubbing up against my phone. She likes men. Doesn't even like me unless she hears a male voice or a male comes around. I feel like I'm T4 to T11 fused. Basically the bit of your spine that isn't. So that's like mid spine. Ugh. Cats do be strange critters. Let's get some shouldies. And I think as a longer term goal for myself, I'd like to be able to help more with those kinds of questions in the future. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whew. I'm thirsty. Of course, Nahles. Thanks for being here this evening. Upper half, leaving the shoulders free. Okay. And I'm sorry, B, you've told me this before. You've told me this explicitly before. Certification, personal trainers who specialize in injury prevention and clients at risk for injury. This is true. Loving towards my boys. Sees to them all the time. It's so adorable. I love it when cats are good with kids. Like, it's great if cats are good with everyone, but very funny when cats are great with kids and absolute dicks to adults. That is peak humor. There you have had fuse. Makes movement very difficult. Oh, okay, sorry. Eating my one meal at the moment. 4 scrambled eggs, a lot of pepperoni, salami, pepper mushrooms, and cheese. Probably should have upped the eggs. Tomorrow's IHOP's omelet sale. So I don't want to over egg, you know. Wait, hold on. IHOP has an omelet sale? Do they have like specials? I appreciate the grace, B. Get off for a bit, spend time with my boys. Have a good night. Have a good night. Thanks for popping in. Thanks for hanging out with us. And thanks for being vulnerable. 50% off on Tuesday. Oh, geez. That's kind of you. Thank you. I haven't been to IHOP in a minute. We've got like a lot of really good local breakfast places. And I don't go out to breakfast that often because I love making breakfast. I will be honest. If there is one meal that I am like, just like, that's the one I'm good at. It's breakfast. And I recognize that's very dad energy of me. Have a good night. Remember to bend through the knees and can't look much over my shoulder. Not the I give up types. Even if it's difficult, I'm going to cover every base I can to reach my goal. That's good. Stick with it. Oh, it's like an evening thing. So I could get omelets for dinner. Actually, Tuesdays are my evening streams, so I'm going to miss it. I'm going to keep that in mind, though. Maybe someday we'll live stream from the IHOP. I'll be like Spochi. I'll bring Lauren to IHOP and we'll like sit there and have a meal together. I'll eat 2 omelets. I always wondered if Spochi had made a deal with that Subway that he went to just like allow him to sit there and eat and talk and stream for an hour. I remember when Spochi lifted weights. He still does. He obviously still does. Third set. Ah. I don't want to do lunges, but I'm going to do lunges. It's fine. Fine. We'll be fine. Everything's fine. Hope the good vibe's still going on. I know they are. I don't do lunges. No. Not even in these shorts, Gaston. In these neat shorts. Welcome home. If you're here, you are home. I lost count. Damn it. 5. I'm going to go with that. 5. 6. 6. 7. 7. 8. 8. My run is going to feel like ass tomorrow. It's a given. Looks like you do lunges. Excuse you. Need more glute work? I don't feel like I have that good of a butt. Got turkey and chicken to cook up. Oh yeah. Bofa. You having a Bofa burger? It's like a Boca burger, but it's chicken and turkey. I love Bulgarian split squats. They feel like a good stand-in for lunges. Don't know if they work all the same stuff. You're missing a little bit of adductor work, but it ain't bad. Yo, Travis, how are you doing? Welcome in. Welcome in, P1 Fit. How are you, my friends? Go and check out this big, beautiful mustache. Jeez. Ongoing hamstring soreness means no squats or lunges for me, though. Is it like tightness soreness? Is your first set similar to overhead press? It's just a dumbbell overhead press, yeah. Yeah, basically, like, I don't do barbell OHP because it scares me. I'll do like a Z press seated on the ground with like less weight. Also, I can't do a standing overhead press in here because I don't have enough ceiling. A Bofa burger. You never heard of a Bofa burger? It's when you put turkey and I'm sorry, I'm making this up. It's like a Boca burger. That's the joke. Come on. Jay, I really appreciate you talking this through with Nalas. Water aerobics would be a shout, though. That would be a shout. doing? Taking life one day at a time, but looking up. Things been going for you. They've been okay. They've been okay. Really busy. Really busy. I don't like leading with busy when people say how are things, but that's just kind of the zone I've been in. I feel like I've just been trying to keep up. But that's cool. I'm falling behind, but that's cool. I just wanted to say Bofidis, and I was hoping it was Summon Segason. Where is he? He's around here. He's hiding. He's probably fixing his flat. Current program has me both doing deadlifts and squats on leg day. TBH, I'm really feeling it. That's good. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. I love a squat and deadlift day. So good. I used to do deadlifts and front squats on the same day. Can't use that much weight on it. I had a really bad shoulder injury a few years ago, and it was largely because I was doing barbell OHP. So I just do dumbbell overhead press, and it probably I probably am not getting as much size in my shoulders as I could be, but it feels better to just do dumbbells. Any recommendations for a sore hamstring that won't go away? It's not sharp, nothing pops. I don't think it's a serious tear. It gets a little sore a couple miles into long dog walks, which aren't avoidable, and running is a no. Swimming is fine. So Michael, what I would say is if you are having a lot of soreness with your hamstring, that either means you got a weak hamstring, and please pardon me for putting it this way. It means either the hamstring is weak or the muscles that support the hamstring in the kinetic chain are weak. So if it's just one side, say it's my right hamstring, I'm going to want to do what I can to build strength in that hamstring. Now with hamstrings, they're, I don't mind hearing something this week. Okay, I just want to make sure. Are you familiar with glute bridges? Does that ring any bells for you? We need to do incline dumbbell presses, so we're going to do that in a minute. But glute bridges, right? Yeah, so basically if you're just on your back, right? A glute bridge is with your feet nice and close. You're just pushing up and trying to squeeze. I know you can't see super well. You're trying to squeeze your butt at the top of the movement, right? If you just move your feet out further and you push up, you're going to feel that same flexion in your hamstrings. So pushing from here is glutes. Putting your feet out and pushing up, you're going to feel that in your hamstrings. So when someone has weak hamstrings, doing glute bridges and hamstring bridges can help to build up those muscles a little bit. They'll also help support the calves. Because if your hamstring is getting stressed out, it's either because it's too weak, right? Is a little soreness while working like that okay? Or stop immediately if it's sore. So sore is a funny word, right? If it feels sore, something's about to pop, it's really tight, then that may not be the thing for you. Brad, hello, how are you doing? But P1, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the busy. It's been a lot lately, but it's been fun. I've been good, Brad. Injured sore and hurt so good sore. Right now, everything in the hamstring feels like injured sore. Okay. So if that is feeling like injured sore and it's feeling like it's gonna put it under a lot more stress, what you might want to try is, so can you do the glute bridges? Because what I'd say is try to strengthen your glutes and try to strengthen your calves. If your hamstring is, yeah. So try keeping those feet really close to your butt and try doing those glute bridges. Calves are made of steel. If they're made of steel, it's possible that they're stressed out. You might need to stretch those bad boys. You might gotta stretch those bad boys. Welcome in, Brad. Give you a hug if I could. I'd hug you back. You're absolutely stressed out. I stretch and I stretch. Compartment syndrome, no. After a giant meal, can I still do leg day? Yeah. Just be, you might vomit. Don't vomit. But I usually do. Ugh. Whenever I lift on Sundays, I always do that after a big meal. Yeah, go for it, Michael. Yeah, hamstrings and calves are it's rough, right? Especially Gaston, you're doing like 2-a-days, multiple days a week, right? Okay. Hang on 1 second, folks. I will be right back. All right. Heard that for a hamstring injury, stretching is bad, but massage is good. Rolling calves has helped a lot more than all the PT exercises did. They also help with stretching, especially rolling a lot, has enabled them to actually, move. Yeah. See, this is, this is one of those things that it does get into that little bit of subjective zone, right? Because hamstrings are big. I'll tell you that when I was having a lot of hamstring issues, I would do one thing before bed, try the bridges and it feels okay. I would try to do those, do 3 sets of those, 3 sets of 10 every day. Is what I'll tell you, Michael. So if you got the flexibility to do this, and I'm going to stand under this thing, I'm probably going to hit my head, but holding on to your feet, so like tucking down here and trying to push your hips up and back while holding on to your feet. If your flexibility doesn't allow you to do this, I'll try to change my angle here, right? So I'm holding on to my feet and I'm just trying to extend my hamstrings out, because your hamstrings, it is like static stretching is not going to be as helpful as dynamic stretching for your hamstrings. So that's one of those things where you moving them and trying to stretch through movement can be a lot more helpful, because your hamstrings are taking on so much load throughout the course of the day. Like, they're doing a lot, they're trying to do a lot, but then when we spend all day seated, they're just like, well, I got all this meat, but what do you want me to do with it? Oh, I was going to do more than that. Oops. That's fine. Be a good warm-up set. $15, $25. Great. Static toe touching stretch normally, but that hurts now. We'll try dynamic. Yeah. And don't like force your range of motion. Oh, I got nothing left. But Gaston, you've been working super hard. I hope you know that. I hope you can feel, I feel like you mentioned you're feeling a little bit beat up lately. Calves, hamstrings, other like kind of creeping injuries, and you're crushing it, dude. For real. You're working so hard. Figure this is a good time to start my cut back up. Ayo. Ayo. One thing I can recommend for you, Gaston, if your calves are perpetually tight, is just I'm sorry. Oh, if your calves are perpetually tight, just like while you're standing there, like at the sink, you're brushing your teeth, just do some like calf raises. And then try to lower slowly. It might feel like it's a bad idea if you've been working them all day, but just take it nice and easy, right? Because they just want to be engaged. Like a good employee, they just want to be engaged. They just need the right circumstances. We talk about sets. How long does the rest tend to be between sets? I feel like my rests are too long. So for you, with those moves, I would rest like 1 to 2 minutes. Because when you're doing rehab or PT style exercises, your goal is not to like push it to the limit and like really tire yourself out. It is to just like help your muscles develop getting the feeling of doing the thing. I do RDL and front squat on leg day all the time. Super easy. Maybe I shouldn't cap myself at 3 sets. I like saving some time so I can do more workouts. Yeah, I mean, so is that your only leg day? You do RDL and front squats? Or do you get other squat movements in? Lacrosse ball gets shit done and the foam roller is too soft. Lacrosse ball will mess you up. Like in a good way. Lacrosse ball is like screaming in a good way. It's like, ooh, ooh. Gets right up in there. You got to be careful you don't roll it on soft tissue, though. Don't roll it on that soft tissue. Welcome back, Remus. How you doing, friendo? All right. I'm going to skip press outs today because I'm going to go get some climbing in after we're done. Should I build a bouldering wall down here? No, I'm not doing that. It would require putting more holes in the concrete, and I really shouldn't do that. The fact that I put holes in that concrete over there was such a pain in the butt. I had to buy a hammer drill. I bought it for other things. How's stream and workout going, buddy? It's good. It's good. We're getting towards the end of it, Remus. Honestly, I'm not pushing too hard because of what we're doing afterwards, but I'm not sandbagging, I promise. I promise I'm not sandbagging. I promise. How was your night? How was your dinner? What did you have? Ugh. Ah. That was rough. Ooh, rough. Rough, rough, rough. Rough, rough, rough. Rough, rough, rough. 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 I need a second, and we'll do some lateral raises. Man. Whew. And times if you want to, you can leave your friends behind. Ah. Ah. My shoulders won't do what I tell them to do. Night's going well, relaxed after a busy Monday at work. Sauteed shrimp on a rice and salad. Ooh, I love shrimp. I haven't had it in a while. I I have not had it in a while. Maybe I should get some soon. Make shrimp tacos. Shrimp tacos are so damn good. RDL, hip thrust, front squat, leg raise, calf raise on Monday. Upper Sunday, Thursday, lunges, sumo, bulk squat. Okay. Wait, Gutsy, do you mean it? I mean, I have gained some weight. We are around 183, I think. 183. I haven't stepped on the scale. Wednesday's my scale day. I love these emotes. I don't know why I laughed like that. Take another deload week because my shoulders are hurting. Weirdly, the back of my shoulder. So like back like here, like rear delt. Ugh. Pointed out on the diagram. I'm sorry. More trap area. Ooh, okay. Gotcha. Huh. I'm a little tight back there now that you say it. Now that you mention it. Welcome in, Gutsy. Welcome back. Yeah, I got a recovery set on Amazon. And not all of it is down here, but some of them are still down here. I keep them upstairs in the living room so that I can dink around with them while I'm watching TV. Where are they? I can't find my balls. Where are my balls? I can't find them. I can't find them. Contagious. You did this to me. How dare you? The rad roller. I gotta look at this. I'm curious. I got one more set. I'm gonna look at the rad roller and then we'll do this next set. No one told me that we didn't have captions this whole time. You're all grounded. Can't believe I forgot captions. Gutsy! Yo! Thank you for the resub. Yes! That's a full year. One more year. One more year. One more super duper year. Oh, I have one of those. Yeah, I got a pair. Oh, God. I'm sorry. It's just like the some of the pictures that they use, you know? It's just like they all just look like dirty toys, you know? They all look like stuff that they shouldn't. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? It's not me. It's the product. Everything is if you want to be. If you're brave enough. Right over there. Last set. Ooh. Excuse you, power blocks. Take a hot second. You like the smooths? I don't want to, but I will. Ah. Ah. Oof. Oh, good. Oh, good. Thanks for that, everyone. I was worried I wouldn't be able to lift today. I didn't miss that hydrate, by the way, Hierarch. I'm just out of water. Oh, no, I'm not. Oh, sweet liquid. Remus, go ahead. What up, Hearthstoner? How you doing? Quads and calves are angry and confused. I will say, too, a little bit of stretching before bed will go a long way. Why don't you just meet me in the middle? In the middle. Ah. Sega, how are you doing, buddy? You want a wellness minute, my guy? You want a freaking wellness minute, my guy? You want a freaking wellness minute, my guy? All right. Then I got you covered. I got you covered. What is up, everybody? How we doing today? My name is Joe, aka Cool Runnings. I see him pronouns, and welcome to today's Wellness Minute. Today's Wellness Minute is Chunk It. You heard me. Chunk it. Chunk it refers to the practice of taking large pieces of information, large goals, large long-term things, and breaking them down into manageable pieces or chunks. If you are thinking of trying something new, if you have a goal, like a weight loss goal or a fitness goal, or you want to like study for an exam, or you want to like make a whole bunch of new friends this year, chunk that into smaller things. What is the smallest piece that you can break your goal down into? Go through that exercise. What you'll find out is that you will have a very manageable thing that is something that you could probably get done once a day or once a week or in 20 minutes during the day. But the big thing is that we often fall into the trap of setting these huge goals, not knowing what to do with them, or being so paralyzed by what we need to do to accomplish those goals that we just don't do anything. So today's Wellness Minute is chunk it, break it down, and then figure out what your next step is. Thanks. You're welcome, Sega. So like losing 2 pounds each week. 2 pounds each week is still a pretty aggressive weight loss goal, but that is a good goal. Like, if your goal is, say, like, oh, hold on, I have to do math. It is a lot in a week. 0.5 pound to a pound is a much better weekly goal. But chunking would be like, I'm going to take, like, I want to lose 16 pounds in 2 months. Or, like, I want to lose weight over the next 2 months. And then you break that down into 2 pounds a week. But, Lucky Chimera, if you've not done a total daily energy expenditure, you might want to check that out. 2 pounds a week doesn't sound like a lot, but when you break it down into calories, that's a 500 to 600 calorie deficit per day for most folks. And 500 to 600 calories deficit for people who have a total daily energy expenditure of 2100 is 1400 to 1500 calories. And if you think about like what 1400 to 1500 calories looks like, it's not fun. It's not a good time. So consider just like, you know, going on a little bit of a smaller deficit if you can. You can do it. Just, you might yo-yo. It's a danger. Oh, so much is up, Sega. I actually gotta get going because we're gonna go meet up with a buddy at the climbing gym, and I wanted to keep my commitment of lifting with all of you today. So that's what we did. But now I gotta try to like get my shit together. Gotta get my shit together so I can go and be a cool climber. So we're gonna raid Evo, obviously. Climb like you climb us up. No, that doesn't work. No, it does. I'm climbing on all of your backs right now. You were able to get your tire replaced. Free of charge. Yes! I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy you didn't have to pay for that. That wasn't your fault and you shouldn't have had to pay for it. Oh my gosh. Everyone, thank you so much for joining me this evening. I really, really appreciate it. Y'all, oh my gosh, thank you, Sega, for grabbing the raid messages. If you'd be so kind is to grab one of these raid messages so we can go see Evo Uzumaki. They're going to look something like this. We're going to bring the party over there. Thank you for joining me for a Wellness Minute and all that other good stuff. Michael, it's my pleasure. If you didn't get answers to the questions that you had today, we have a Discord. It's pretty great. We got a bunch of folks in there that like to talk about stuff and things. We're going to be doing some Valentine's Day chats as we get closer to that. If you haven't done so already, please head on over to the YouTube channel and give us a subscriber there. Ring the little bell so that you can get notifications on when we release all the videos. You can click on the socials link that B just put out there, and you can get it on socials. We got Twitter, we got Instagram, we got a fan house. If you use the socials link, you can get a code for a first free month of Fan House, which is where you can see lots of this. Okay, yeah, thanks. All right, I'm gonna get going. I'm planning to be back Tuesday night, tomorrow night, for more Graveyard Keeper at 5 p.m., 5:30 Eastern. But yes, with that, be kind to yourself, be kind to someone else, do a little something that fills your tank this week, get some rest, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.